Darkcast Network. The light shines brightest on our indie podcasts.
Welcome to Creepy Tapas,
where we do the opposite of deep dives and bring you tiny tastes of terror connected by a common ingredient.
True stories to haunt and chill you and the pop culture they inspired.
Or at least the movies and books that remind us of them.
Join us as we descend into darkness,
beginning with the lighter side of our weekly topic,
and wrapping with a full dark, no stars account of terror, madness, murder, and more. It's Creepy Tapas, y'all.
What's up, ghoul fiends? It's Ash, and I'm just interrupting our regular intro real quick because I gotta tell you something. In this episode, Jordan and I share personal stories from our youth, and some of those stories are a little hardcore for small listeners or people who may be sensitive to content about drugs. We speak very candidly about illicit substances and discuss some events that happened as a result of drug-induced psychosis to other people. The first part of our episode, as always, comes with a light trigger warning, as we will discuss a historical event that put Lexington, Kentucky on the map for oddity seekers. Beyond that point, we'll be getting into some pretty intense detail about drug use, so listener discretion is advised. Jordan and I would also like to be clear. The stories we tell of personal experiences are old tales from our past. We are grown now, in our 30s, with children, businesses, partners, and puppies. Ain't no one got time for all that. So keep your nose clean, your head out of the clouds, and stay in school, kids. There you have it. That's my job done. Enjoy the show. So it's the holiday season, and if you're anything like me, you're probably having oodles of anxiety about spending it with family, so you're probably looking for a way to tap into your other nature a little bit, you know? Maybe you're looking to smoke a little weed, maybe you're looking to drink a little bit, whatever your preference is during the holiday season. When adults decide to party responsibly, usually everything's cool. And
do what you do.
We're all about it. Usually when adults party, it's all in good fun, and as long as everybody is responsible and doesn't drive, nobody gets hurt. But what happens when a trip goes sour? When peace-loving hands suddenly turn into murderous, blood-soaked fingers?
Ooh.
What about the frailty of the human mind interacting with chemicals we really don't understand? What happens when we give deadly animals our drugs? Or an apex predator? What real truths lie beyond the imagination in a world where reality is often more haunting than fiction? Come along, ghoul fiends, as we descend into darkness on today's episode of Creepy Tapas. Hey there, ghoul fiends. Welcome back to another episode of Creepy Tapas. I'm your host, Ash.
And I'm Jordan.
It's almost time to eat a bunch of turkey and get really bloated with family you kinda don't like. Ba-da-da-da.
Well,
I mean, that's most people's truth in November, you know?
The harsh reality of Thanksgiving.
What are your plans?
You know, we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas all at once.
All at once?
Yeah, my mom's, because my sister's going to be in town.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they come for Thanksgiving, so we're just doing it all at once.
So are you guys still going to celebrate on December 24th?
25th?
You know.
One of them days.
One of them.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to still Christmas the fuck up, but I don't know. We're just getting it over with early, too.
Yeah.
It's only half Thanksgiving.
I'm a magic lover. I just
Magic.
adore
Thanksgiving magical.
Well, no, just the holiday season. I like things to happen. Like, you know, for example, there's going to be Thanksgiving this year, and I'm going to be with my partner's family, which is awesome because we didn't spend Thanksgiving with them last year. And then my younger brother, Brandon, is getting married on Black Friday. Then the Christmas decorations will be up. And usually what I do is I'll put my decorations up after Thanksgiving dinner. And what I do on Thanksgiving morning is I watch Macy's Day Parade.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, to me, as a New Yorker, the way that you know that the holiday season has officially started.
You know, we used to watch that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got out of the habit of it for a long time, but I think I made Axel watch it. Well, not made him watch it because it's fucking forever long, but I think we watched it last year maybe, or the year before.
That's awesome.
One of them shits.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool seeing my partner's family. It's going to be really great seeing my brother. I'm excited about their wedding. You know, mom's getting everything ready at her house because they're doing it in their yard. So she's real excited right now, like getting to be a part of all of it.
Right. I'm excited about my sister coming to town.
That's going to be awesome.
I know.
That is going to be awesome. And Jordan has an amazingly cute nephew, too. Oh, my God.
A little Artie Farty. Oh, him will be here, too.
I love Artie Party.
Well, Artie Farty.
He's
looks coming
like
to the party.
Oh, Artie Party's going to come to the party?
Yeah, damn right he is. Him so cute.
I just love it. He's so sweet. So my mom, like I said, she's getting ready for my brother's wedding happening at her house. And she's been spending a lot of time outside, like clearing out the woods, prettying things up. Plus, she just loves being outside in general. Like, you can't keep the woman indoors. She's still completely the opposite of me. Like, I'm a pale hermit that wants to be inside, protected from the bugs.
Same.
And my mom is getting, like, I remember one time attacked in the bra by a nest of wasps.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like my mom, too. She's out there gardening, I swear she gets poison ivy like 3 or 4 times every year.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Like, I don't know. She gets poison ivy all the time. It's insane.
You know,
I don't garden.
No.
I don't landscape. None of that. That is not for me.
Nope. There was this really nice person who gave me some plants, and I got anxiety like immediately over these plants, and I gave them to my mother because I was like, these are going to die. Like, it's just a matter of
We've
hours.
managed to keep one plant alive. Our aloe, Bridget.
It's an aloe plant. Yeah.
Yeah, aloe. Her name's Bridget.
That's amazing though. Aloe plants are good too. They give us something. But yeah, so anyway, knowing my mom is constantly outdoors, she sends me this terrifying message last week. It's this photo of this black bear and he's just kicking it in someone's yard down the road from where she lives. Like, he's just hanging out.
In their yard?
So first it was this picture, and it's just like somebody's HVAC unit with like just a black bear. They were in their screen cage.
That thing's big.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And then she sent me that video. And this is a video of the bear running around the person's yard, just having a grand old time, just having a good time being a bear.
Yeah, it was all that thing was big. They're probably 6 foot tall.
It is pretty intense.
Maybe taller than that. Hell, I'm a bad judge of that shit.
And that's just like somebody's fucking like front yard, you know? So then on her way home later, she messages me again telling me about how she just saw a bear like with her own eyes at the end of her street and was just wondering what the fuck is going on with all these bears. She's like, I guess I should start running at the gym, huh? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
maybe.
What's with all the bears?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
They're getting ready to hibernate, so they're out searching for foods.
You know, probably looking for the foods, because bears always be thinking about their tummies.
Mm-hmm. They sure do.
But like, this is the country, man. We'll post them to our Instagram in case you're not familiar with black bears being like a annual part of life.
I mean, there's constantly people posting pictures of bears walking down the street in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, just hanging out with everybody.
Like, recommend if you're somebody who's like maybe new to a mountain area or somewhere where there's a lot of bears, you should Google feed birds, not bears. Because there was this really interesting article that I found where they were talking about how you could, with your windows being cracked in your house, or like having a bird feeder with certain things in it, can actually entice black bears and grizzlies to your home.
Yep, they'll come get you.
They will come and get you. All of the reports that I saw about bears like being in someone's house, it was always, oh, they came in to get some food. They wandered around and like wrecked some shit and then they left. Everybody was unharmed. It's just a matter of getting out of the house. But yeah, Google that shit. Everybody get some bear awareness, bear attacks.
They'll get you.
They'll get you. So today's show, although not entirely about bears, has a little bear theme running throughout it.
A little bit.
Yeah. I feel like that makes it an appropriate time to mention how unreasonably excited I am about this Winnie the Pooh horror film that's coming out.
You're excited about it?
I can't wait for Blood and Honey. I can't wait.
Oh my God, it looks so fucking dumb.
Do you think?
It looks so dumb.
Oh, I don't think it looks dumb. I'm excited.
I mean, did you watch the preview,
I mean, it's not going
right?
to be scary.
Well, no, because it's going to be dumb.
It's going to be, yeah.
They don't even look like Winnie the Pooh and his friends. They look like monster adaptations of them.
Well,
because they got abandoned by Christopher Robin.
They did
He's
get
a
abandoned.
dick.
Christopher Robin is an
Just
asshole
abandoned
for
his
leaving
friends.
them. Yeah.
They turn into monsters.
This is what you get, bitch.
Yeah, and then, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably watch it. I say that like I'm not going to, but I probably will. I like dumb shit.
I guess it's basically Winnie and his friends entered the public domain, so Disney is just going to have to watch powerless as Piglet uses his tusks to perform a vivisection on a bikini-clad buxom blonde in a hot tub while Winnie drinks her blood.
Nice. Okay.
$10 says that's a scene.
Well, probably.
The trailer does look pretty sick, though. I can't wait to see it. It comes out on February 15th. It's a low-budget gore fest. It's written and directed by Rhys Frank Waterfield, who works for UK-based company Jagged Edge Productions. Blood and Honey was shot in England, and it tells the story, like you said, of what happened to Winnie and Piglet after Christopher Robin went off to college. The trailer shows Christopher journeying back to the 100-acre wood to find his childhood friends have turned feral as they set out to terrorize a group of kids on vacation. So, super creeps, mondo fun, lots of blood.
Can't be
wait.
slasher.
Can't be slasher. And it looks
With
like
Winnie the
rubber
Pooh.
monster masks.
I mean, why not? Yeah.
I mean, you can't, like I've said, I love it. You can't go wrong with a rubber monster.
Well, we'll have to watch it together.
We'll watch it together.
My husband ain't gonna watch that with me.
TJ, I know TJ's down.
He'd be like, "No, you go watch that in the room by yourself." I don't want to.
No. On the topic of bears, we're going to talk about one very high-profile bear today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's not your average bear. He is very intense, though. So bear with us.
Will do.
All right, well, I'm just going to tell you the bare necessities.
Oh.
So the original inspiration for today's episode came when Jordan sent me a movie poster for this film called Cocaine Bear.
Right? Fun stuff.
Dude, so fucking funny. I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought it was just a fun, like, Sharknado.
Nope, totally not a joke.
I had no idea it was actually based on a true story, and Jordan was actually pitching a episode suggestion.
Yep. Wasn't a joke at all.
So,
I mean, kind of.
I mean, we think it's very funny.
I think it's hilarious.
I saw this.
Y'all watch your drugs. Animals will get into them.
For real. And, well, you need to be careful, it turns out, jumping out of planes, too.
What does that have anything to do with anything?
Well, you're about to find out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Now, I'm sure there's a whole horror story that's going to be fabricated in the film. Cocaine Bear is directed by Elizabeth Banks.
I love her.
And it's described as
a character-driven thriller inspired by true events that took place in Kentucky in 1985.
It seems to work on the concept of what if this had happened instead, posing the theory that a bear could go on a cocaine-fueled murder rampage.
I mean, I want to watch that.
Hell yeah. And, that's the vibe I'm getting from the promo art anyway. I guess I could be wrong.
I would imagine that's the direction they're taking it.
Yeah. I guess we'll all find out when it comes out this February, and it's going to come out around the same time as Blood and Honey. So you can celebrate Valentine's season with some berry special films.
Yes, they are very special.
With a berry special someone. See what I did there? Bears.
Right?
Anywho, so Cocaine Bear. The actual true life story of this bear is oddly way more interesting, and it all begins with a body in a driveway. Andrew Carter Thornton II was a young man full of promise. A Fort Bragg graduate, Andrew was a paratrooper for the 82nd Airborne Division. A Purple Heart recipient, Andrew quit the service in 1966 and went on to train racehorses for his father, who was a jockey. In 1968, Andrew joined the Lexington Fayette Urban Kentucky Police Department. He would take night classes in tandem with his work in the department and graduate with a degree in law enforcement by 1971. His interest shifted, however, and he joined the narcotics squad in the early 70s. He worked for the Louisville DEA for several years, and ever on the quest for knowledge, he earned his JD, or Junior Doctorate, from the University of Kentucky College of Law in 76. He's not a stupid person. Law degrees are sort of famous for being ridiculously hard to get. So Andrew took full advantage of his brains, as well as his daring nature. He was practicing law full-time in Lexington by 1977, but his side hustle was much more lucrative. lucrative.
Was he selling cocaine? Look at me putting all the pieces together.
Right, there you go. Well, Andrew began smuggling drugs.
It is lucrative, I would imagine.
He would move loads of cocaine from Colombia to the U.S. using his private Cessna 404.
Fun.
So, I mean, he really had, like, the fucking setup.
Right? He is getting it.
Oh, my God. Like,
getting it for everyone.
Hell yeah. There's probably not even a customs you got to go through back then. Like, he was just like, boop.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 70s.
No. 'Twas a different world.
Oh, being a criminal pays well.
Being a criminal does pay well.
It pays well.
We're not endorsing it or suggesting it's a good
not
path to go on, but
it does pay well.
you can't argue with it.
No.
You know?
The facts are out there.
They're just there. We don't write the rules. On September 11th, 1985, Andrew's body was discovered in a Knoxville, Tennessee driveway.
That's just right down the road, y'all.
Sure is. He was heavily armed, donning a bulletproof vest with thousands of dollars in cash strapped to his chest. There was also a duffel bag strapped around his waist with $14 million worth of cocaine.
Holy shit.
Which was around 77 pounds at the time.
Nice.
It seemed his parachute had malfunctioned and failed to open when he jumped from his plane. Andrew had set the plane to autopilot towards the Atlantic Ocean. It looked like he was intentionally trying to crash it. He would land safely with his money and his drugs in a totally different location.
He was trying to fake his fucking death.
Absolutely.
Faking his death so he can run off with that shit.
You got it.
Well,
you know?
Well.
What really happened was Andrew would hit his head on the tail of the plane when he jumped out.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. He knocked himself unconscious and he was unable to draw his parachute on time, while his plane crashed 60 miles away from where his body was discovered.
Whoops.
Now, a smuggler crashing into a residential neighborhood with millions of dollars of coke strapped to him is not on its own too extraordinary.
I mean, that's pretty damn extraordinary.
But you know that's not why we're here.
You ever heard that Alan Jackson song?
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Yep.
In November 1986, in the Chattahoochee National Forest, a 175-pound black bear was found dead by a hunter. Nearby to the bear's body was an empty duffel bag and the crashed Cessna belonging to Andrew Thornton. The nearby duffel bag had originally contained somewhere in the region of 75 pounds of cocaine. So Andrew actually had with him, what is that, like 150 pounds of cocaine? So we had like 30
half
million.
of it was strapped to him and half of it was still in the plane?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He had like $30 million worth of coke on him.
I mean, go big or go home. He was trying to get the fuck out.
He really, I mean, you know, but unfortunately, the black bear had gotten into the cocaine.
Of course it did.
And ate all of it.
Damn.
All of it. The hunter who found our sad deceased party bear did not inform authorities of the discovery. In fact, he kept that shit to himself for 3 whole weeks before a game and fish agent found out and informed the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. 9 coke-stuffed duffel bags were eventually recovered along the plane's flight path.
Holy shit.
Cocaine Bear was found 3 months later on December 10th in the woods just south of the Tennessee-Georgia state line. He was sprawled out dead next to the ripped open 10th bag. All of its coke, about 76 pounds, was gone.
Damn.
How much coke did this guy have? How many duffel? Jesus.
A lot.
It just, there's even more. Like if
it's just coming out of the nooks and crannies of the
boy
damn
was
plane.
trying to be like the next like Escobar.
Well, he's trying to set himself up.
Yeah, fuck, man.
I don't want to do shit ever again.
Apparently. I mean, I just wonder like how you, like, okay, you have the coke, right? So now you got to go get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
People who aren't in the drug world
you just sell
pontificating
it.
on. I mean, yeah, but that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, people like cocaine.
Well, yeah, but yourself,
It's
like
not
that just
hard to
feels
sell
like
it.
a lot of legwork. Like, do you?
Nah, you pawn it off on somebody else and they do the legwork.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
It's like a pyramid scheme of drug selling.
But you can't just
you
have
get
all those
people
millions
underneath
of dollars.
you that have people underneath them that have, and it all trickles down.
Well,
that's why they cut people's fucking arms off and shit. If you rob them, you're gonna get it. You're gonna die. But see, it all All ties together.
It all ties together.
Like a little pyramid scheme of drugging.
It is. Yeah, I guess you're right. All because you can't go to the bank with your coke.
I mean, no, they don't. They wouldn't. They don't want it.
Like if this dude could have just gone to the bank and been
You can't
like,
even take the cocaine money all to the bank because they're going to want to know where you got it from.
Yeah.
You got to
Like,
launder that shit.
you got to have like another.
I mean, we're
thing
getting into
going.
the intricacies of
There's
being a cocaine kingpin. That's not what we're here for.
I mean,
I actually don't know how it really works. I'm just making a lot of assumptions.
why not?
I'm
you
not
know?
a cocaine kingpin.
No, but
No.
I've seen Breaking Bad.
I didn't watch Breaking Bad. I just,
I'm learned. I grew up in exotic dance clubs.
I grew up in a small town.
We've both definitely met at least one.
At least one.
The chief medical examiner at the Georgia State Crime Lab told the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall, which currently exhibits the bear, that his stomach was, quote,
literally packed to the brim with cocaine.
though it is estimated the bear had absorbed 3 to 4 grams into his bloodstream at the time of his death. I can't get a hold of much scientific notation concerning the effects of cocaine on bears, but a fatal dose for a human of the same size is about 7.5 grams. So, he likely had a fucking wild ass time before his heart exploded. I can't imagine it was pleasurable.
I mean, some of it was.
For like I said, he kept
Some
eating
of it was.
I know what cocaine tastes like. It tastes like shit. It tastes like absolute garbage.
I mean,
so there's got to be a reason other than it smelled and tasted yummy that the bear. You know what I mean?
That the bear would like it. I mean, I guess eventually you would acquire a taste for it.
From the first, he was like, "Oh shit!"
Triggers something in your brain. It just makes you want more. Doesn't matter if it tastes good. You want it.
Yeah, fuck. I guess there's a reason people become addicted to the shit. It must have been an intense 5 minutes in the 100-acre wood when Winnie the Pooh went all Scarface on him.
Oh, I'm sure.
That must have been intense.
How do we know it was Winnie the Pooh? It could have been Yogi the Bear getting into that cocaine.
Could have been Yogi. That's right. Maybe I got Winnie on the brain.
Maybe.
Winnie on the brain, blood and honey. Do you think they're gonna stick a honeycomb into someone's chest? Kill someone with a beehive?
What could you do? Probably. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh. Anyway, back to Cocaine Bear.
Yes.
Yeah. Some police officers wonder whether the bear, which was later called Pablo Escobar,
Cute.
yeah, or just simply Cocaine Bear, had really destroyed or consumed 75 pounds of cocaine, or if some enterprising local had taken it instead.
The bear totally ate it.
You think the bear ate it?
Yeah, I mean, it died.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, we're sure the Board of Tourism in Kentucky would much rather have their state associated with races or bourbon, or hell, even coal mining is likely preferred to having Cocaine Bear be a massive tourist draw to the state.
I think that's one of the most interesting things they got going for them.
I mean, absolutely. I agree.
Although, I guess it kind of originated in Tennessee, too.
Yeah, and Georgia.
And Kentucky just hoarded all the fame for themselves.
Right? Come on now.
Is that because the bear died in Kentucky?
I guess so, yeah. I reckon that's the...
So it didn't actually go on any kind of rampage. It just got real fucked up and then died.
Right. Cocaine Bear has become an official state icon, thanks almost entirely to the efforts of Kentucky natives Whit Hyler and Griffin Van Meter. Decades passed since Cocaine Bear was found dead, and he became the stuff of Kentucky folklore. Griffin and Whit made headlines in 2011 when they launched a campaign to replace Kentucky's tourism slogan, Unbridled Spirit, with one of their own, Kentucky Kicks Ass. I like theirs better. I mean, get to the point,
Right?
And I happen to disagree. I'm unsure if Kentucky does in fact kick ass, but I'm open to discovery with a slogan like that.
Right?
Like, I'm pumped. I'm ready.
Yeah, I would check it out.
Yeah, show me what you got, Kentucky. Woo!
Woo!
Ow!
A bureaucrat in the Office of Tourism said, "Those guys have a constituency of no one."
Griffin recalled in an interview with Roadside America,
"But those no ones sure bought a lot of our Kentucky Kicks Ass t-shirts."
Woo!
Woo!
Get it.
Woo! Kicks ass!
That's America right there. Fucking enterprising. Get it, boy.
And kicking ass.
Free market. Encouraged by the sale of their shirts, Griffin and Whit opened a brick-and-mortar store, a marketplace for locals to enjoy quirky and weird stuff, the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall. Here you can buy Kentucky kits such as gold-plated KFC breastbone necklaces
Nice.
and fried chicken-scented candles.
Fried chicken scented candles. That sounds disgusting.
Is that a hard pass from you, pal?
Yeah, I'm good. I like fried chicken, but I don't know that I want my candles to smell like it.
Having your whole house just smell like KFC.
No. Mm-mm. Keep that out of your candles.
They also wanted their store to showcase Kentucky oddities and relics, and that's when they remembered the legend of Cocaine Bear.
Growing up here, I remember hearing about it a lot.
Said Whit.
Could it possibly still be around?
Griffin and Witt found the medical examiner who'd performed the bear's autopsy. Cocaine Bear made such an impact, he recalled after 30 years had passed.
Its stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. There isn't a mammal on the planet that could survive that. Cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hypothermia, renal failure, heart failure, stroke. You name it, that bear had it.
Yeesh. Well, from a preservationist standpoint, the bear was in great condition. So the medical examiner gave the bear to a friend who was a taxidermist and able to preserve Cocaine Bear forever.
Yay!
He was gifted to a local recreational area where he sat happily for years. However, absolutely nothing referenced his legendary party animal status.
Oh no! They didn't have a plaque or anything?
Nothing. Nope.
Aw, boo.
Right? Locals knew, though. Locals always know.
Well, yeah, but everybody should know.
Everybody should know, yes. Cocaine Bear was put into a storage unit to protect him from threat of wildfires one summer, where he then mysteriously disappeared for a while. No one knew where he'd gone, and it was becoming a sad fact that he may never be seen publicly again. Then one day, Cocaine Bear just popped up in a pawnbroker's in Nashville, Tennessee. The pawnbrokers sold the bear to Waylon Jennings, who took a real shine to him. Waylon would later gift the bear to Las Vegas Hustler, who was familiar with Andrew Thornton II. When Jennings and the Hustler passed on, the bear was purchased at an estate sale by a Chinese herbalist in Reno, Nevada. This bear, by the way, is one of the most well-traveled dead bodies, ever. He's been, all over the damn place. When the herbalist died, his widow held on to him until she was tracked down by Griffin and Witt, who very enthusiastically offered to take the bear once and for all. Relieved to be rid of such a fucking weird thing, she gladly gave him the bear, who arrived at the Fun Mall in August 2015.
You wouldn't think that a cocaine bear would be for all ages, but kids love it,
said Griffin.
Everyone wants their picture with Cocaine Bear.
The Fun Mall has a fun store policy where visitors are encouraged to come into the store, which is a former parachute factory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Irony.
Right. And you can take as many pictures with the bear in as many silly and outlandish poses as you want. Griffin and Witt are not letting our furry party friend collect dust as some idle cash grab. Nay, nay. Cocaine Bear is given regular cleanings and outfitted with a Kentucky hat and an oversized gold chain.
Nice. Like a wrapper?
Yeah, just dangling around his neck with this flashy sign that gives the bear's proper name, Pablo Escobar.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Him's a gangster.
And ends with this warning.
Don't do drugs or you'll end up dead and maybe stuffed like poor Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear currently resides at the Fun Mall in Lexington, Kentucky, where you can visit him to this day. I'm going to visit him for sure the next time I'm in Kentucky for work. Fucking expect a photo of me and Cocaine Bear.
Nice.
Palling it up on the Instagram when that happens.
Nice.
Can you imagine if things had turned out differently and the bear had made it down to some quiet little mountain town instead of ODing right away?
That would have been fucking madness.
That was an apex predator.
Yeah.
He was the strongest animal in the world.
On some friggin' superhero drugs.
I can't even, bears are already insane. Giving them extra powers.
Yeah,
no.
Full adrenaline.
I bet that's going to be Elizabeth Banks' take on it, is just
I hope so.
Yeah, but he didn't actually go down and hurt anybody, which is great. I'm glad that he didn't. But the interesting thing about that story to me is that the bear found it, ate it, and that his stomach was so packed with it. He ate it faster than his body could metabolize it.
He was just chomping it fuck down.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Ow, ow.
It reminds me, there was this study where they had 2 lab rats, and one of the lab rats, every time it would hit a lever, opium or heroin would come out every day, twice a day. Little mouse would go and it would hit the button and it would get its dose, and then it would go in the corner and fall asleep, maybe eat some food, whatever. A few hours later, it would wake up, it would get its drugs, carry on the same. Well, they had another rat that every time it hit the lever, some cocaine, a little pellet of cocaine would come out. And that guy made his heart explode in under 3 minutes because he was just erratically smacking the lever and just eating dose after dose after dose after dose after dose until he just died.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, we can learn a lot from the animal kingdom.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, cocaine is a hell of a drug, kids. Stay away from it. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some real life drugs that honestly terrify me, including one that I had firsthand experience with. Keep creeping around. We'll be right back.
Hey there, it's Audrey, producer at Spike and Crone Studios. Now's your chance to support a 3D animated horror film and get some awesome rewards in return. Check out spikeandcrown.com and visit our Kickstarter to make a pledge. You'll get our cutest dog, Sancho, the heroic basset hound, in full plush form. He's super cuddly, has a magnet nose, and comes with a real pet collar. Best of all, you can get producer credit, limited edition trading pins, digital collectibles, and much, much more. Check us out at spikeandcrown.com. That's SPIKEANDCROWN. There's a link at the top so you can visit our Kickstarter page, watch the trailer, claim these amazing rewards, and become a horror film producer. Isn't that cool? Once again, it's spikeandcrown.com, and we're live on Kickstarter.
So, drugs, man, I gotta admit, I'm a little bit of a prude.
Oh, word?
Yeah, there's a lot of unscrupulous shit I did when I was a kid, like, lying about doing harder drugs than I actually did, but I never actually did the hard drugs.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. I maybe did.
I did try Chlorocidin when I was a teenager, and as an adult, I tried cocaine like 3 times.
Chlorocidin, that cough syrup?
Yeah.
Man, me and my high school BFF fucking drank, or I guess they were pills when we took it. We took a whole bunch of them. We fucking passed out on the fucking stairs in my parents' house. We're just out. We didn't, halfway up the stairs, we didn't fucking make it to my room.
Did your parents find you?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they had to step over us the next morning to get to the kitchen.
What level of pissed were they?
I don't know. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
They probably knew, but they never said anything to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my brother come home and passed out in the fucking garage once.
Well, my mom was less than impressed when I was tripping on Chlorocidin. I think I did it like maybe twice. And one of the times I did it, I went hard. Like I was just... It was pretty intense. So my mom brought me to the emergency room, and I had to drink a charcoal martini to flush that shit out of my system.
Oh, gross. I mean, you could have slept that shit off.
Nope. They were like, we're either going to pump your stomach or you're going to drink this charcoal.
Oh. But I mean, that's why your mom didn't have to take you to the hospital, though.
No, she didn't, but she didn't give it. She was like, you're going to fucking...
This is the consequences of your actions.
She was like, enjoy. This is what happens when you abuse pharmaceutical drugs.
Oh.
That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
So she was like, oh, is that a high blood pressure medicine, you fucking idiot? Guess where we're going?
I had already slept it off on the stairs.
The first time I'd done it, I went without being caught. But yeah, the second time, it was one of those instances where my mom was very present and attentive and aware, because I came home and I was like, hey, and she was like, what are you on? You're not stoned. You're not drunk. Like, what are you on right now? And I was like, I'm fine. I wasn't going to get it past her, I was not going to get it past her.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was real fucking dumb. Like, I don't know. I'm sure my parents knew all kinds of shit I wasn't aware of.
Oh my God. They're not stupid.
Well, I was, is the thing. It's like, I thought I was being sneaky, but then my dumb ass would pass out on the stairs or, leave some shit out.
Leave like the window you snuck out completely open with the screen out.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oopsie poopsie. Forgot.
Mom's texting me, did you mean to leave your rolling papers sitting out on your dresser? No, I guess I didn't. Sorry.
Whoops.
My bad.
Well, rolling or anything more transcendent than smoking a joint and having a couple too many drinks was totally out of the question for me for a long time. I did, like I said, I tried cocaine like 3 times as a grown up, and I never liked it. Every time people were like, oh, you got to just try it again. Like, just try it. Just keep on. You'll
it must have been wrong
the first time. Yeah. Just try it again. You'll like it this time.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had some fun on some cocaine.
Hey, man, to each their own. As long as you're responsible, whatever.
I was never addicted to it.
Yeah, it's whatever, We're adults now with adult responsibilities.
Adults.
And we can't just be, disappearing off into like some field where we're tripping off mushrooms for 3 days. We can't do it.
It's not 3 days.
3
Holy
days
crap.
of tripping.
Hey, did you ever eat mushrooms?
No.
Okay, then. It's not no damn 3 days. I like mushrooms. I like some mushrooms.
Well,
good 8 hours maybe, but not 3 days.
Now, I was told that I had mushrooms, but nothing happened. But I kind of acted fucked up because I was a teenager.
Oh.
So
Like a placebo effect kind of thing?
I think so. I was like, whoa, man. Like, I'm like smelling these colors or whatever. You know, I'm fucking...
Just saying shit.
I think I just acted like how I thought you were supposed to act when you know, but I don't, I think that the closest I've ever got to tripping was when I smoked salvia.
Okay.
Have you ever smoked salvia?
No, but I was going to add that acid is more fun than mushrooms. Mushrooms kind of made me sleepy. Acid, you're awake and everything is fucking hilarious. Fucking, I guess unless it goes bad, hell, I don't know. I never had a bad one.
Yeah.
Everything's fucking hilarious. Face hurts the next day. You laugh so goddamn much.
Jordan had a great experience. I would have a fucking nightmare.
Great experiences.
I would definitely.
It wasn't
have
just
nightmare.
a one-time luck.
I'm not good with that kind of thing, like at all.
Anyway, salvia.
Okay, so let me set the stage for you. I'm around 20 years old, and I'm dating this kid whose roommate does some pretty hard drugs. I would go to house parties, and they'd be rolling, tripping, or flying their faces off on coke on a regular daily basis. Now, I never wanted to try ecstasy or coke at the time, you know, but I did want to try this all-natural leaf that they wanted to smoke with me. So they're like, hey, it's called salvia. You know, it's legal. You can buy it at the head shop. I think I maybe only had 2 hits off a regular pipe. It was nothing special. You know, I was just like, I hit it like weed. Fuck. I remember the guy had this table that was mirrored, and it looked to me like everyone was made of a mirrored image. So their upper half would stop at their hips, and then like the rest of them would be like a mirrored image of their body, and they were just kind of like bobbing around. It was crazy. I felt like I'd been transported to another dimension, that I had been like taken, and I was never going to see my family ever again. I was never going to go home again. I flipped out. I started crying and screaming and just like, take me back, take me back. Like, I was so upset. And it only like, it only lasted like maybe like 5 minutes, if that. And then it's like nothing. Yeah. Nothing at all. No hangover, nothing. And so several months later, because I'm a fan of like, oh, it was a bad experience, I'll try it twice just to
see. We'll test this.
So I tried it again, and this time I went into different kind of hysterics. And apparently, like, I grabbed a teacup and like I spit into it, and I offered it to my friend, and I was like, "This is the elixir." And I was like,
"What?"
Yeah, I was trying to get her to drink my spit.
You said it only lasts for like 15 minutes.
No, not even 15 minutes.
Oh, like real fast.
It's real fast. I mean, it
sounds similar to like DMT.
I've never tried that.
Oh,
so
well, I'm just trying to find something to compare it to.
Oh, Special K. Somebody said that I smoked that once, but again, I don't remember.
What is that, ketamine?
Yeah, I don't remember anything happening, because I remember smoking a joint and being like, "This tastes weird. What is this?" And they were like, "Oh, where there's like Special K in it."
Oh yeah,
and I was but I don't remember feeling anything other than stoned. I'm sure I acted out though. Like, we didn't have Google at the time, so I didn't know how you were supposed to be.
We weren't acting fools on the internet.
Yeah, well, I didn't know how I, you know, because I would have acted, you know, more like someone on ketamine if I had known.
Oh, what they were supposed to act like.
Yeah,
okay.
Because that was
my I don't know.
You know, teenage me.
Maybe make you pass out. Maybe.
No
I don't
idea.
Fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
I always like uppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to be super fucking awake. I want to be goddamn jazzed, y'all.
Let's have a party.
I mean, I'm a grown-up now.
Well, yes.
I'm a grown-up now, and I'm getting old. I'm too old for that shit, but...
Just so y'all know, these are...
I like to be fucking jazzed.
And these are like past tense experiences.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah,
I got a kid.
Exactly. You start having like businesses, kids.
Got life. Gotta be responsible.
Yeah.
But get that shit out while you're young, because it is fun.
Oh my God, yeah.
It is fun.
Try things responsibly and just don't drive.
Yeah.
Don't drive.
That's the biggest thing.
Safe.
Be somewhere where you trust people.
Yes.
And then fucking let it all go.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
So yeah, that was salvia, which it was really weird, and it really put me off ever trying acid or anything else. So I looked into it.
I feel like the other is totally different from that. It's just totally different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, you know. I'm not
recommending that we do it now. I'm just saying it's different.
So I looked into it to see if anyone else had an especially bad experience. And wow, it turns out it's not only one of the most intense hallucinogenic experiences you can have, but smoking it, which is how we did it, is just one way to do it. Apparently, you get a much stronger trip if you chew the leaf or drink it in a tea. So.
Yeah, see, now I always heard of people drinking salvia tea. And, honestly, to me, that one seemed scarier than any of the other ones because people would like flip the fuck out for like 10 minutes and then not remember what the fuck they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one always seemed scarier to me. Like, tripping for 6 hours wasn't scary. It was that real intense shit that you really don't know what's going on. That, like, I don't want to be part of that. I need to be able to know what's going on at least a little. At least a little. I got to have some grasp of reality.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have the kind of brain that accepts that sort of lucidity with reality. Like I need to be able to maintain myself. So like if I smoke weed, it's really easy to not be stoned anymore. Like if some shit happens and I just smoked a joint,
yeah,
but some shit happens, it's like boom, boom,
yeah.
I'm fucking sober.
Yeah, I mean it's like that for everybody.
Yeah, but something where it's like, okay, I've taken this pill or I've injected this thing and now that's it.
Okay, so
like I'm at the mercy of the experience.
Okay, so there was this one time me and my husband were camping. We weren't married at the time; we were younger, and we'd been eating mushrooms and drinking and smoking and having fun out on the lake. And we had stopped at the campsite. We were chopping firewood and getting everything set up, and he hatcheted himself in the ankle, and we were out in the middle of the damn lake on an island. So I had to use my bikini top and tourniquet his ankle. We were super fucked up. Like we had to get ourselves off of this island, get to a hospital because he needed stitches. Like it was fucked up, and we managed. We got it all handled and it never ruined our high. We were enjoying ourselves. We were laughing it up at the hospital. We went home and watched Avatar. Like it was a really good night. The next day his ankle hurt really fucking bad, but it was a really good night. And it all started, we were fucked up out on the lake, about chopped his damn foot off. But it was fun.
I remember
because it wasn't my foot.
That must have.
I mean, it wasn't. It
hurt like a motherfucker.
I think he got like 5 or 6 stitches. He didn't like almost chop his foot off. That's exaggerating.
But I'm sure it feels
but it was
like
a pretty damn deep. It was a pretty damn deep cut.
Yeah. Poor guy. But he's all right now.
Yeah, he's fine.
And he's got a leg.
He does. And a foot.
And apparently the trip wasn't even ruined. So
no, we had a really good time. And I can't watch Avatar again because that time watching it with, all that going on in my brain, it was the fucking best movie I had ever watched. And if I watch it again, it's just not going to live up to that same.
It's going to be as good.
So I'm never going to be able to watch it ever again.
No, that's it.
But God, that one night, it's the fucking best.
You're dead to her now, Avatar.
Yep, sorry.
You're dead.
I had a wonderful experience with you, but it shall not be again.
Salvia is an herb from the mountains of southern Mexico. Salvia divinorum, typically sold in a dried leaf form, has a substance called salvinorin A that can cause intense psychedelic experiences. Salvia is marketed as
herbal ecstasy
and is marketed as a
herbal high.
Although salvia has been around for hundreds of years, there has been very little research carried out into its effects. Now, depending on dosage, body mass, who you are, tolerance, experiences can vary from fairly mild to full-blown with psychedelic hallucinations like what I had. Now, the people that were around me the night that I smoked it the first time, they did not have the same experience I did. So it's worth noting that there were like 5 of us, and I was the only one that had like a really bad, hard time.
Intense.
It can provide enjoyable hallucinations. I found a bunch of videos on YouTube that usually start with someone taking a hit from a pipe and, their friend is just kind of laughing at them. And within seconds, the subject loses motor control and any sense of where or who they are. As the high peaks a minute later, they're overcome by laughter or seized by terror as their hallucinations destroy the boundary of reality. And yes, they do. Yes. Nothing looks like it should anymore. It felt like I was in another fucking world. It was really bizarre. Perhaps these people have met alien space cats joined by a party of sentient dust motes, or they've experienced eternity in some M.C. Escher-esque painting version of reality. But regardless of where the salvia high takes them, it never lasts very long. Like I said, a few minutes after smoking, you're back. stone sober,
And terrified.
And terrified. Yes, absolutely. Wondering why you've pissed yourself and how you're swinging off the ceiling fan. Nobody knows. You just lost your damn mind, pal.
Lost your damn
shit.
mind.
At higher doses, users can experience dramatic time distortion, vivid imagery, and scary hallucinations. There's some concern that salvia could trigger psychotic episodes, particularly in young people and people with a previous history of or family history of mental health issues.
Uh-oh.
Ding, ding, ding. Hi. Salvia is not known to be either physically addictive or cause physiological dependence. So I guess there's that. So this next one is
Scopolamine.
scopolamine.
I've heard of that one.
Have you?
I have. You know why I know about it?
Why?
Because of Criminal Minds.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah,
right
because
on.
I've watched Criminal Minds episodes probably 50 times each. The entire series so many times.
So, in case you don't know this, I didn't really get into true crime until Jordan introduced me to Mr. Ballin. And I started listening to the Mr. Ballin podcast while I was at work, and I was like, I can handle this. Like, some of it's pretty intense. Like, there's like 2 stories that I just had to like turn off. But it used to be like I would just go over to her house.
I had murder shows on.
Yeah, like there's always a woman tied up in a basement who's about to die or is under threat of being killed.
I'm sorry. It's
know?
interesting.
Well, but I guess somebody
and
can,
as long as I know what's going on out there, I can be prepared for it. I'm staying vigilant is what's happening.
It's true.
I'm vigilant.
You are very vigilant.
Because it was one of my comfort shows.
Yeah.
So like I turned it on in the background no matter what I was doing.
Like me in the office.
Yeah. Well, I have a few. I go bounce around. It depends on, I don't know. I go from Archer to Bob's Burgers to murder.
Well, known for being the perfect substance for an easy crime and a zombie drug, scopolamine, also known as devil's breath, is a powder from the baracheo tree in Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela. There's a massive debate over how scopolamine actually works, and it's hard to separate fact from legend. There's so many different eyewitness and personal accounts of terror. It's been dubbed the world's scariest drug. Scopolamine provides a potent weapon to Colombian criminals. The drug puts people into a zombie-like state in which they lose both their memory and free will and can be convinced to empty their bank accounts or hand over the keys, deeds, cash, whatever you got, really.
They go out to a party and then wake up 2 or 3 days later on a park bench.
Said Maria Fernanda Violeta, a nurse at San Jose University Hospital in Bogota, which receives several scopolamine victims every week.
They arrive here without their belongings or their money. Women are often the culprits.
Said Augusto Perez of Nuevos Rombos, an organization that focuses on drug abuse. One infamous case involved 3 young Bogota women who preyed on men by smearing the drug on their breasts and luring their victims to take a lick.
Losing all willpower, the men readily gave up their bank account codes. The breast temptress thieves then held them hostage for days while draining their accounts.
Reuters reported. Since the 1970s, Colombian criminals have used scopolamine in order to rape women, empty out houses and apartments, and even abduct children. Last year, kidnappers used the drug on the parents of a 7-year-old girl on northern Anticoa and then took their child. She was rescued 2 months later. Because victims remember almost nothing about these encounters, it's often impossible for them to provide the police with descriptions of their perpetrators. Oftentimes, crimes will go unreported because the men will be ashamed of where or the circumstances in which they met the criminal who drugged and robbed them. Scopolamine allegedly causes the complete elimination of free will, leaving victims conscious but with their actions controlled by the person who drugged them. Just like a child under a witch's spell, victims allegedly obey whoever gives them a command. The evil puppet masters are completely in control of their victim's mind and actions without leaving a trace of memory. Some scientists dispute this is possible, claiming that scopolamine actually acts as a tranquilizer, but all agree that too much of the drug can be fatal, and in some cases immediately so. Some people use the drug recreationally by grinding the roots and flowers of the tree and liquefying them into a tea that causes hallucinations. The drug has few legitimate medical uses, such as treatment for motion sickness and for the tremors of Parkinson's disease, but it is best known for its darker properties.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, 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 dun.
Scobolamine's fucked up.
So what was the Criminal Mind episode about? Was it about like...
Oh, it was in several episodes. Like there was a whole storyline with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were they like human trafficker types or what?
No, one of the FBI agents got, I don't know how to, there's so much going on. I don't even know how to explain it without fucking telling a huge story.
Oh.
It's too much.
I gotcha.
Hello, twisted humans. Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cults, or haunting? Then this is the podcast for you. We're bringing the most intense stories that'll keep you up at night. He was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter and felonious assault, but he was only sentenced to 5 months of probation, and this would be the last time that anyone ever saw Fiona. There are allegedly 2 women who also drowned in the first-class pool. Was this the same glowing green that they'd seen in the darkness the night before? He had refused to sit near the wagon cloth because of stains on it, which were most likely blood. Join us every Tuesday for a glass of wine or sangria and a dose of true crime. I'm Alicia. And I'm Sierra. And this is Twisted and Uncorked.
Crocodile. You ever heard of this?
No, I have not.
I'm gonna show Jordan a photo and it's gonna blow her mind.
What the fuck is that?
That's necrosis from doing this drug.
Oh.
Look at her leg.
Oh, God, her leg's dead. They need to amputate that shit.
Yes, they do.
Holy fuck.
Look at his face.
Oh, my God. What is this shit? Why does anybody do it? Is it fun?
No.
Oh, well, then why do they do it?
So we will get into that.
Okay.
About a decade ago, Russian doctors began to notice strange wounds on the bodies of some drug addicts, patches of flesh turning dark and scaly like a crocodile's in the hospitals of Siberia and in the Russian Far East. It did not take long to discover the cause. Patients had begun injecting a new drug they called, predictably, crocodile. Some accounts suggest the name was derived from one of the drug's precursor chemicals, alpha-chlorocodeine. So it's called crocodile because you get like fucking scaly and nasty and infected, and then your skin looks like damn
Crocodile.
crocodile.
It's because your skin's dead.
Yeah,
You have to get your fucking limbs amputated.
it's disgusting.
Or in that one guy's case, I guess his whole fucking face. God, you can't amputate your face.
No.
Like, what do you do?
In October, a report published online in the American Journal of Medicine, this case of 30-year-old addict in Richmond Heights, Missouri, whose finger fell off
Oh, God.
and whose skin began to rot after he began injection.
Oh, you shoot this shit up?
Yeah.
And it made his finger fall off?
Made his finger fall
It
off.
just fucking rotted and fell off? Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Crocodile appears to be more associated with gangrenous and necrotic tissue destruction than any other intravenous drug,
Oh,
including
my God.
heroin. It has properties in it that
I mean, if
do
it
that.
didn't make you feel like a goddamn superhero, like, what would be the point in doing it? Like, it sounds
Well,
like it's got some of the worst fucking side effects of any of them.
The reason that people like it is because they fall under financial hardships when they're addicted to heroin. And so this is a cheap alternative. So it'll
Oh, so it's kind of like meth around here?
kind of, yeah, it's like Russian meth. But of course,
I mean, meth fucks you up too. I mean, it's not the same kind of wounds, but you're still technically
Oh, yeah.
rotting from. They don't get big black scaly wounds, but
you get like scabby.
open sores
Yeah.
and shit, and they fucking eat the scabs because it's got meth in it. Oh,
Well,
okay.
crocodile use describes the
I wonder
development
if they
of
eat their scales.
Yeah. Oh no! Why? God damn it!
I know. Sorry.
No. Oh God! Son of a bitch, Jordan.
I'm sorry.
Well, when you use the drug in place of heroin, all users describe the development of significant swelling and pain in the areas where they have injected it, followed by a greenish-black scaling and large-scale necrotic ulcers. So,
Because that shit is literally poison.
and it very quickly progresses to severe muscle
Don't
and
do
cartilage
that.
damage. So you just like have destroyed your tissues.
Yeah, like initially.
Yeah.
Right from the get.
Which, the skin and muscle decay causes the skin to causes skin slippage,
Gross.
which it exposes your bones and your muscles.
Oh my God. Why? Like, none of this sounds appealing.
No. Gangrene is reported, obviously,
of course.
With 10 times the potency of morphine, medicinal effects may cause users to ignore the severity of the deleterious consequences. So they will not go get medical help because they just feel like, duh.
Because they fucked up.
They fucked up. They are fucked up.
They're fucked up and don't give a shit.
The injuries manifest shortly after people start using it.
Damn.
And the average user's lifespan is 2 to 3 years.
What? See, none. None of this sounds good. You can start doing this drug that is going to slowly kill you from the inside out.
Well, it's not a club drug. And although fears were definitely stoked that it would become one, it never was.
Well, yeah, because it's...
Yeah, it's
who the
not.
fuck wants to do that?
It had a time where it was hyped up to be this larger than life epidemic that was looming in the background, and American opioid users were just all going to end up getting this flesh eating drug, right? But it never happened. But it did make for an interesting, terrifying read. There were a couple cases in America, not like in Russia.
That's wild.
So yeah, it's pretty gross, man. Shit gives me the creeps. That's always been one of my worries about trying hard drugs was when people would say, oh, if you do cocaine, your fucking septum will rot out and stuff, and I'd be like, oh no,
nah,
oh no.
I mean, maybe eventually.
Or if you trip too hard, you'll never come back. And I was like, no.
I mean,
well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have some shocking stories about a surprise murder victim you won't believe. Listener discretion is advised. So see you in a sec. Welcome back, Ghoul Fiends. We hope you stowed your children away in places where their precious ears are safe. This next part, we're going to talk about violent shit, drugs, and people doing violent shit to their dicks while on drugs.
Yeah.
So here we go. Psychosis is a mental health condition that temporarily causes a person to perceive the world differently from those around them. Drug-induced psychotic disorder is a condition in which the psychotic episode can be directly traced to starting, or in some cases stopping, the use of a drug or alcohol. Some of the symptoms include paranoia, delusions, antisocial behavior, panic attacks, confusion, and auditory, visual, and olfactory hallucinations. If left untreated, psychosis from drugs can become permanent. The person could experience a drug-induced form of schizophrenia, which could be a lifelong diagnosis. According to the Priory Group, the drugs that are most often reported in cases of drug-induced psychosis include cannabis.
No way.
Cocaine, amphetamines, methamphetamines, LSD, ecstasy, and MDMA.
Ain't nobody losing their mind from weed.
No.
If you're doing the other things, maybe weed could intensify it.
Sure.
But ain't nobody losing their mind over some weed.
Hey.
So, yeah. Ain't nobody going crazy off weed.
No. Designer drugs are synthetic versions of controlled substances that are produced with a slightly altered molecular structure to avoid having it classified as an illegal drug. The most common of these designer drugs include synthetic cannabinoids, synthetic hallucinogens, and drug substitutes just made out of random kitchen sink shit like meth and bath salts. Methadone, also known on the street as meow meow, mmmK, or meth, is the synthetic version of Molly. It's classified as a stimulant drug and is often described as being a mix of speed, ecstasy, and cocaine. In West Sussex, England, police were called out to a shocking scene on a cold December evening. When they arrived, the unnamed teen was hanging from a window at a home with a noticeably bloody groin. A 19-year-old college student was home visiting during the semester break when he attacked his mother and himself. After a brutal attack on his mother, the teen proceeded to cut off his own penis and then climb out the window where he was found hanging. A family friend had stated that the teen was generally a
loving lad
and that he had started experimenting with drugs while in college. It is believed by authorities that the attack occurred because the teen had been under the influence of methadone. Meth.
meow meow
Meow meow meth. Mother and son were admitted to the hospital in critical condition. Both made a full recovery after the ordeal, and the young man's penis was even reattached. So, happy ending.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He got his wiener back.
The story reminds me of one that I heard several years ago about something that happened with an affiliate of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes, I do believe I heard this story also.
Step into the woo. Andre Johnson, who's known by his rap persona best as Christ Bearer, he was a member of the rap group North Star that was discovered by RZA back in 1998 and backed the duo for their 2004 debut album, RZA Presents North Star. In a bizarre suicide attempt, Johnson cut off his own penis and then leapt off his second-story balcony. Emergency workers found him laying on the ground in a pool of blood, and he was rushed to the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. His severed penis is also transported to the hospital, but doctors were unfortunately able to reattach it.
Not able.
No happy ending.
Whoops.
Oopsie poopsie.
We can't put it back on, man. I'm sorry.
Him lost his dick for good.
Neighbors and witnesses report that there weren't any hard drugs in the apartment that would cause him to do such a thing. Could designer drugs be to blame? Johnson no longer makes music with the RZA or any member of Wu-Tang. In fact, RZA seemed to make a point that he was no longer affiliated with Johnson, saying, Christ Bearer is a part of the West Coast Killer Bees, a bunch of young guys that was signed to our company 10 years ago. Wu-Tang, we're from the East Coast, but we did invest in some young guys to try to help. He was a guy from the hood that we gave a shot. I don't make music with him nowadays, but the story, what he did, is incredible. That shit sounds mythical. He also told XXLMag.com in an interview the day after the incident, it's sad that the story is Wu-Tang affiliated. It's like dirty press in a way. And I want to know what the fuck moved him to do these things. You know what? Me too, man.
Yeah, same. I don't know that I have ever been fucked up enough to like mutilate any part of myself or want to or anything like that.
I think that some of those harder drugs, especially like chemicals, like chemicals, a lot of the shit that's cut with like bleach and insecticide and just fucking weird.
Who knows how you're going to react to it?
You know what I mean?
God, when that kid attacked his mom, he probably thought it was a monster.
Oh my God, yeah. You know, and there's really like, unfortunately, there's not specifics about victims because people who do these things are in our society by and large not seen as victims of a drug. They're seen as like criminals doing violent things.
Right.
But in my mind, very often they are victims of the drug and you lose your mind, man.
Yeah, where I can agree that they are victims of the drug. And a lot of, unless you were fucking drugged and you didn't know it, you made a choice to take it.
It is true. Yes. It's always true that you're making a choice.
Now, if you were drugged, then nothing is your fucking fault.
Right. I think that, you know, it's like being betrayed by your body. And that's what scares me. Like when I had a car accident a few years ago or like 10 years ago now, and they prescribed me some narcotics and I was so scared to take them because I was terrified that my body would make a choice that my mind didn't agree with.
Oh.
Like, and now I'm addicted to these.
Right.
You know, because you hear all these horror stories about people, you know, I had to take some medicine for such and such a reason, and then it destroyed my life.
Well, most of those, it's prolonged use, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you only take one round of prescriptions, like
so hyped though,
like 30 days or something like that.
Like, oh my God,
like,
oh my God, this is it.
Well, I don't know. 30 days might do. That's a lot.
I had, they gave me, I was on them for about a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like they make the dosages too high too. Yeah. Like I don't need that much pain medicine. There's no way I would need multiple hydros in one day.
Right?
Like I'd be throwing up. I would be more upset about throwing up than I would be the pain I was in.
Yeah, I was cutting, I think they gave me oxycodone.
Oh God.
I was cutting them in half. And I was having to like put them in food and like mix them in because I was so nervous. I was like, yeah. But I needed it. Like I tried to go without taking them. But, you know, after that car accident, like I was in so much pain.
Yeah. I took a teeny tiny piece of an Oxycontin once because I was in a ton of pain. And it was the tiniest possible fucking piece.
It makes me barf.
Yeah. I threw up all fucking day.
Yeah.
It's like I was, again, more miserable throwing up that I was in pain.
Yeah, dude. I got constipated because of the painkillers. So I went and ate McDonald's for the first time in like 5 years
Ew,
because I was like,
gross.
I know it'll make me like have diarrhea. It'll make me sick, but it'll make me poop. I haven't pooped in like 3 days. Like, God, I just really need to shit, you know?
You could just go buy some laxatives. You don't have to
Well,
eat that garbage.
I did in the end because the McDonald's didn't do anything. So I took some laxatives for the first time and I ate some and nothing happened. And I was like, oh my God, this is awful. I'm just going to take another one. It'll be fine. I'll take another one. So I took another one and nothing happened. So I was like, I'll just take half of one.
They were building up in your system.
And then I didn't get off the toilet for like 3 days. And I just remember being like, please God, stop it. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to. Like, I'm so sore. Yeah.
Gross.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Maybe I'm just not good at taking pills. Maybe I'm just not.
Maybe you should have stopped with the one dose.
I
And
think I
just
should
gave
have
it some time.
Yeah, just give it a minute, guys.
Just give it some time.
Just give it a minute. You got to be patient.
You do have to be patient. Like,
Have a
how long did you
probiotic.
wait?
Not long.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
It could take
I'm
like
sure not long.
12 hours for that shit to.
Yeah, no.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was like a 36-hour shit fest. So. It's never ended.
I mean, eventually it did.
Eventually it did. That's true. Well, that's all the shit we got to talk about today.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, dude, the holiday schedule is pretty fun. I'm excited about it. You guys definitely give us a like, follow, review, rate us.
Please.
That would be dope.
And thank you.
And we're like really active on our Instagram. So if you guys give us a follow at Creepy Tapas, we post stuff every day about like horror movies, cool horror news, fun stuff.
Horror memes.
Yeah, just jokes. Jordan and I are both on there. We're super active. You know, hit us up, sneak in our DMs. Tell us, you got a story? You got a story about a ghosty?
Ooh, yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
We like fun stories.
Are you a victim of a crime? Of a true crime? Maybe you want to talk about it? Tell us a story? It's cool, man. Tell us a story. You can even make up a story. We just want to hear your stories.
That's right. Send us some stories.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for listening, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
If you want to keep up on things, you can hit us up on all social media.
All of them.
At
Creepy Tapas.
That's right. We're just Creepy Tapas.
All over the damn place.
Creepy Tapas is a free podcast, and we intend to keep it that way. But if you like what you hear and want to support us, please like, rate, and review. It helps us grow so we can keep serving our tiny tastes of terror to amazing listeners like you.
We would love to hear from you, so send us your personal stories to creepytapas@gmail.com. We are self-written and recorded with production by Freddy Cat Productions, music by Kevin MacLeod, and graphics by Panther Creek Graphics.
Darkcast Network. The light shines brightest on our indie podcasts.